Hey, all right, everybody, how's it going? Now, the old EVs cause potholes in roads things has been doing the rounds yet again. It seems like every EV story, it goes to sleep for a while, then it gets recycled and popped back out every couple of months. And the old pothole thing has come back up again. Now, Richard Tice, the leader of the Reform Party, he's tweeted, oh look, the need to get net zero, 2050 net zero, means we're going to have more potholes. Something like that. I'll put it up on the screen what he said. And the tweet before this one was on about net zero as well. And the chase to net zero is going to cost so much millions of pounds. But it's funny how he's never mentioned that the price of gas shot up, and that's what caused everybody's bills to shoot up. He never went on about that. He always goes on about renewables, right? Richard Tice always goes on about renewables. He's slating electric cars. So, look, let's just make an assumption that the donors to the Reform Party are the kind of people who don't like electric vehicles and they don't like green energy. Let's just make that assumption, because if you look up the donors, you'll see who they are, right? I don't think there's any donors from electric car companies or wind turbines or solar panels chucking the money towards the Reform Party, right? So it's whatever the money goes, isn't it? Right? Now, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's true. Well, some people might say it's not. Actually, some people think that that wind turbines and solar panels are the con, and it's the oil companies are telling you the truth. Come on, are you having a laugh? Are you having a laugh? Anyway, let's get back to the potholes. So Richard Tice pointed towards this story, and the article went all about... No, this is the problem, what I got, right? This is the problem that I get with these stupid articles, right? The headline says... something like, I'll put it up, I can't remember what it said. It was about an hour ago when I read it, so I can't remember. But it said something along the lines of, the cost of potholes is all down to EVs, right? As soon as you start reading it, the actual article, it changes the narrative. It says EVs and heavy SUVs, right? But the heavy SUVs are not in the main headline. No, I've talked about this before. Some people just look at the headline and that's it. They don't read the article, then they go and tell their mate, oh, should have seen this headline. And they haven't even read the article. Now, I've tried to sort of grab together some data about electric cars being heavier. Now, we know that if you, say for instance, you had a Kona EV and a Kona, say, petrol, the electric version is going to be heavier. But it isn't that much heavier, considering that I think nearly a lot of cars now are manufacturers are all doing hybrids and mild hybrids. It's hard to get hold of just a normal petrol car. You can, there's plenty out there, but that's starting to fade away. And more of these mild hybrids are coming in, which are a little bit more heavier. Not a lot, but they are a bit heavier. Now, my data that I collected shows that things like, for instance, let's see if I can remember now. Most BMW 3 Series cars are heavier than a Model 3 Tesla. Now, you can go and look it up yourself. I've probably put the pictures up on the screen in front of me, but in most cases, a BMW 3 Series diesel, for instance, is heavier than a Tesla Model 3. Now, the article didn't say BMWs are heavier and they're damaging the roads, did they? No, it didn't, right? Another example, which is popular cars, is the BMW X3 and the BMW X5. Now, if you look at the weight of the BMW Tesla Model Y, that's much lighter than the X5, and I think it's around about the same weight as an X3. I'll put them up on the screen. This is my calculations of data. Now, it's very difficult to find exact weights. I did find the weights of a Kona EV, and it wasn't as heavy as you think it is. It's not as heavy as you think it is compared to other cars. If you compare it to other cars, it's not as heavy as you think. Sometimes is only about the weight of a very large fat man, heavier. Okay, so if you was driving on your own in a Kona EV and somebody came past with a car full of fat people, they'd be causing more potholes than you. So you know, it's, I don't know where the data comes from. There was some thing about some article going on about some university did a study, how you do a study on EVs being, they just look at the weight probably. Now, here's my theory, and I think I've said it in the past. I think I have, because I can't remember what videos I've done, but I've got to keep repeating myself because stuff come up in the news again and again and again, right? But hear me out on this, right? BMW 3 Series diesel, right? There's the car. Big lump of a diesel engine gearbox. Most of the weight is in the front of the car on the front axle. Okay? Right, fair enough. You get let's say an EV, a Tesla Model 3 for instance. I think the weight will be more evenly distributed across the car. Now, if you weighed each tyre weight and axles, would the BMW 3 Series diesel have a heavier weight on the front tyres and lighter on the back? So that means that, would it do more damage because even though it's less tyres on the road, the front tyres would have a heavier weight than the Tesla Model 3 because the weight is more evenly distributed? Is that feasible? It sounds feasible to me. Now, what about Range Rovers and stuff like that, right? They're all heavy. Like I said, the X5 is very heavy. There's not many electric cars heavier than a BMW X5. The only one probably is Tesla Model X. Well, mind you, what's the new car came out now? Is it the Kia EV9? That's probably going to be quite heavy. That is going to be heavy. But if you put all the data together, it's not that much heavier. So is 100 kilograms heavier going to cause massive damage to the roads? Is that what the problem is? Well, I think what the problem is, now, potholes existed before electric cars, and there's only just over 1 million electric cars on the road. So is it really an electric car problem, or is it all the other 30-odd million cars on the roads? Come on, are you having a laugh? Are you having a laugh, Richard Tice? You've got vans. When vans are fully loaded, they can be up to 3.5 tons. Then there's 7.5 ton vans. Then there's 7.5 ton lorries. Then there's 20 ton lorries. Then there's 42 ton lorries. How much does a double-decker bus weigh with all the people on it? I could go on and on about heavy vehicles, but no. It's all to do with the million electric cars on the road, that a lot of them weigh a lot less than some petrol or diesel cars. It's a load of old ghoulies, isn't it? Do you agree with me? It's a load of old ghoulies. The reason why the roads got so many potholes is because they're not repairing them properly, right? And they're saying they cost more to repair nowadays, and that's because of inflation. They're paying the workers more, and they lean on their shovel longer. If they lean on their shovel longer, it costs more money. So again, they're trying to grab EVs and make them, the evil car. And it's a load of rubbish. It's a load of rubbish. I ain't having it. Now, people who hate EVs will grab hold of this information as usual and they'll use it. I've already seen it. I've seen it today in the 20 mile per hour thing on Facebook, the Facebook group. And somebody has posted the EVs are causing potholes. Shut up, you mug. Potholes existed well before EVs, and like I said, there's something like 36 million cars on the road? And just that's a guesstimation, because I know it's somewhere around that mark, and just over 1 million EVs. So, I mean, hey, somebody's just messaged me from the 20 mile an hour group to tell me to shut up. So, is it the EV's fault? No, it's not. Stop it. So, my sort of take on it, like I said, after looking at, it was really hard to find the weights of some cars if you went on the actual manufacturer's website. They hide the weights. they tuck them away somewhere so you can't find them. But there's loads of heavy cars, like I said, Range Rovers, BMW XCs, even BMW 5 Series and 7 Series. They're all heavy vehicles. But SUVs, they're heavy. But no, it's all down to electric cars as usual. Don't believe it, folks. Look, if you're an anti-EV person, you've come across my channel by here, right? Don't believe the rubbish about it's the heavy EVs causing the potholes and it's all down to them, because it's rubbish. It's rubbish. Actually, the Twitter, I call it Twitter, but it's called Blinking X, isn't it now? X, where Richard Tice wrote on it. He actually did get slated. I was quite surprised. He did get slated in the comment section for even suggesting such a thing. So I was quite surprising. But anyway, that's my take on potholes. What's your take on potholes? It's down to the councils. They're not fixing the roads as well, are they? The roads are terrible because the council are not fixing them. The potholes will be there for blinking ages. You've got to avoid them. Anyway, that's my take. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ahoy!